Hey guys, it's Warren here, and today I'm going to show you how you can make your very own electronic TV cabinet. This is surprisingly easy to make, plus the mechanism is also quite cheap as well. This will sit perfectly at the end of any bed, and trust me, this is the ultimate talking point in any room. Now, firstly, you'll need to cut all the structural pieces of timber you'll be using to make your cabinet frame to size. Here I use some 1.5 by 2.5 inch wood. Ensure you make your measurements so the TV and the TV mechanism will fit inside the cabinet, then use a saw to cut all your wood to size. Once you've cut everything you need, we'll start by building the first frame. This involves making the frame for the front and the back of your cabinet by securely fastening the wood into place with some screws. Next, fasten some wood onto each corner of one of the frames like shown, then fix the second frame to these pieces of wood to make the shell of your cabinet. And always remember to make pilot holes where possible to avoid the wood from splitting. Now, next we'll attach a base to our cabinet frame. All you'll need to do this is get a sheet of OSB board, then put your cabinet frame on top of the board. Measure it out, cut it, then securely screw the board into place. And once you've attached the base, to improve the structural integrity of your cabinet, secure some more pieces of timber to the frame, just like shown. Now at this point we'll want to check that the TV mechanism and the TV will fit inside the cabinet like we'd hope. So securely fit it inside the cabinet frame as per the instructions that came with the mechanism. Plug it in, then check it works just right. And for more information about the specific TV mechanism I used for this project, click on the link on screen. Now, once you're happy it's working as you expect, remove the mechanism, then use a sander to sand the frame so it's all nice and smooth and flush. Our next job is then to board up the front and the back of the frame. So I got some big sheets of 6mm thick MDF, then laid the frame on top and then measured them out. Also be sure to add 2 times the thickness of your boards to the width of your front and back board. So when using 6mm width MDF, this means adding an additional 12mm. Cut the MDF to size, then check your sheets fit on the front and the back of the cabinet. And when you're happy with them, use generous helpings of no more nails to attach the boards to the front and the back. Make sure they're securely fastened down, being aware you may need to use G-clamps or heavy objects in parts to make sure it sticks properly. You may also want to use nails as well. Once you've done one side and it's set, then attach the board to the other side of your TV cabinet. At this point, and before you attach the boards to the sides of your cabinet, whilst you still have side access, we're going to put in place all of our electrics. So take a drill and drill a big hole in the back where we can feed through our wires. I'd also recommend installing an extension lead on the inside so you can neatly plug in your TV. And at this point you'll also want to reinstall the TV mechanism that we removed earlier. Once done, it's now safe to board up the sides of the TV cabinet, again using some no more nails and sheet MDF. Now, our next job, we're going to add some panelling to the front of our cabinet. To do this, you'll need some strip wood that you've measured to fit the front of the cabinet, all cut to size. Then again use some no more nails to fix this to the front of the cabinet. We'll later be adding some skirting board to the bottom of the cabinet, so be mindful of this when you're attaching the panelling, making it deeper at the bottom. And as mentioned, to tidy up the cabinet, we'll add some skirting board to the bottom. Simply do this by measuring your skirting board to size and then cutting it using an angled mitre saw or mitre block. Then fix it into place with, you guessed it, no more nails. Next, we'll take a sander again to finish off all the edges to make sure they're all nice and smooth. You may also want to get some flexible Decorators caulk to fill in any gaps. Our next job is to make the lid for the cabinet. Do this simply by measuring the width and the depth of the cabinet and add a little bit on to give your lid a bit of an overhang. Using 12mm thick MDF, cut it to size, then check it fits. Now for the lid, I just want the centre to lift up, leaving a space on the left and right hand side that will remain static when the TV's lifting out of the cabinet. To do this, simply cut the lid into 3, like shown, ensuring the middle section is wide enough for the TV to fit through. Fasten down the 2 end sections and then the TV cabinet's ready to paint. Give the cabinet and the lid a good couple of coats, then when it's dry, remove the lid and we're going to attach it to the cabinet using a piano hinge. Carefully measure out where the hinge needs to attach to the cabinet and the lid to ensure that the lid sits flush with the two sections of the lid that we secured down to the left and right hand side of the top of the cabinet. Once you've fully fastened the lid to the hinge, you may find it doesn't sit flat with the other parts of the lid when it's closed. This can easily be rectified simply by using either screw covers or sponge pads to give the lid a bit of a raise. And now for the exciting part, your TV cabinet's now ready to be put into place. If placing at the end of a bed, make sure the panelling's on the outside, then turn the mechanism on and leave it to rise out of the cabinet. Carefully and securely attach the TV onto the mechanism whilst making sure all cables are attached to the back. Test everything works whilst adding any additional finishing touches. And remember, you can make these not just for the end of a bed, you can also make them so they sit up nicely against a wall as well. And there you have it, that's how easy it is to make your very own electronically lifting TV cabinet, as easy as that. Now, if you loved this DIY project, remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also remember to check out more of my DIY projects by clicking on one of the videos on screen.